So hey there guys, I've just watched episode 13 of ReZero, season 2. Was it 30? Yeah, that was 13. The reaction is in the description. Go watch it and go back here if you want to listen to the discussion. And the discussion starts right now. And I feel like I said episode 12 or something in the episode itself. So yeah, probably stupid. Maybe I just dreamed of it. So this episode is split in two parts of cryptic witch party and cryptic Roswell party. Really, both of those were very, very, very cryptic. And what's interesting that sometimes in the anime or like anywhere else, we have a confused main character and some fucking smart-ass other character that cannot tell him directly what he has to do. And he kind of tries to imply that, the poor guy suffers because, god damn it, tell me already, right? And when you see the scene where there's a main character and someone who tries to guide him with his cryptic stuff, you kind of listen to the words the smart dude says, and you kind of don't understand shit. In most cases, you just look at that and you don't understand what he tries to say. And in the absolute majority of cases, the hero is like, gotcha, or later he's like, so he can understand. But we as viewers, we're like, what the hell is that dude saying? I mean, some of us maybe understand, especially if they looked and watched the whole thing, and if they saw someone analyzing it with fucking multiplying, or how the thing goes, with microscope. But many of us don't understand what does this character mean. And what's interesting in this scene with witches, it was not one, but 5 different smartasses, and they split it in terms of what they say. They all support Subaru, but they support him differently. One support what he's doing and his wishes. Others say that he's wrong and try to support him by telling him he's wrong. And that's kind of, yeah. It's like they all know something, they all try to tell something, but poor Subaru is it's like hearing 7 people speaking to you on different topics and trying to understand what they all said at this moment. So probably he's gonna be able to come to realization, but it's like one of the ideas was that you guys have to put yourself at least higher than you do now, because Subaru is now. I mean, and that's completely fucking what's he's doing is completely logical. If you are physically weak, if you don't have some magical super duper powers, but you can be resurrected and do stuff over and over again, that is your power. You will use that. It's like if you're a fucking fire mage, you're gonna throw fireballs. That's your thing. You have to use it. And that's why Subaru completely was dependent on this power. And that's the only thing he can do. And then they say to him oh, you should care about yourself more. And what the fuck? How can you do that? Of course, he has the power of uniting people as well, because he's a nice guy, he's a very caring guy, and he has a lot of friends in this world that he gathered in all this time. But he gathered them not because he's just a nice guy. He gathered them because he was redoing the thing once and again and again and again. The first time he met Ram, she smashed him. The first time he met who else? Beetlejuice, he basically smashed him. So it's not that simple. And I get the. I mean, it's not like they're saying you shouldn't die. They're saying that you have to focus more on not dying and redoing, but in actually doing everything right. Trying to do everything, like change the priority, right? And then again, his will, his that he's trying to save everyone. He doesn't want to sacrifice anyone. And Roswell says that you have to put Emilia over yourself, over everyone. But this Satella says that you kinda shouldn't suffer. So this episode is like, it's like you stay in the darkness, you see nothing, you're naked, and people slap you from all the sides, fucking your ass with like some whips, and you don't know where it comes from. You don't know what the fuck to expect, and you don't know why they do that. You're just getting slapped, and you have to somehow understand what's the message of those slaps, from all the sides. That's how I see it. Of course, probably it's clear for people who know what's up, but for me, after watching this, it feels like that. The guy was just slapped for all the sides, and he have to kind of understand everything. So yeah, let's finally start with the episode. So we actually started with basically confirmation that the real Satella, I don't know what was the shadow thing in episode 9 or when there was the crazy I love you, I love you, I love you. Was it Satella actually, or was it some shadow copy of her? Maybe, as I was saying previously, during the episode with Ryuzu clones, maybe that's like her clone, Satella's clone, because Emilia fits really good for a body double, and maybe that's her evil clone or something, or like not complete clone. So that's why she was just crazy. She was consuming. Why would she consume people? I don't know. But anyways, we learned that this exact real original Satella isn't like evil. She has menacing aura. She looks scary and seems like Echidna put a barrier, and not one, even like maybe a few barriers, to be able to restrain her, to kind of separate her from others. But she still came into the place, no problem, right? And unfortunately, Echidna and Satella didn't have any time to speak. I would like to see that. They just looked. I mean, they didn't even look at each other, it seems like. The Subaru was the main focus of the whole situation. So I don't know. Still, they kind of are. Shit, I don't even know. So Satella came here, and what do we see is that, as I've said, it seems like she is some sort of a tragic character. And even one of the girls said, that it's not nice to her. Which means, I mean, even actually, in this episode, the only feeling I had towards Satella was like sadness. I felt sad about her. I wanted to comfort her because she was just completely heartbroken. She was like, I'm just trying to help you, please be good, be nice. And actually, she very much resembles Emilia. I still don't understand what's up with Emilia and her connection to the witch. even though I have few ideas, but I don't know. But she very much resembles Emilia. She's Emilia. Seems like that. And so what I've said during the episode, the whole kind of concept of them existing outside of time and something happened. But then again, they say 400 years ago, she said, fuck me. She didn't say that, but must be nice to be there. Shut up. Trying to. Well, yeah. What's up? We're 400 years ago. She said, where did she say that? Hurt. Yeah. Don't be hurt. She just cares about him. Don't suffer. She gave him the power so he wouldn't die. Don't look sad. Love yourself more. Don't be hurt. Don't grieve. Treasure yourself more. Yeah, I love you. Where she said it? Where she said about for. I love you. It's because It's because what? It's because you gave me everything. How? She said it at some point. I can't find it, but she said something that because he saved her something. Shit, it's difficult to find it. I lost the RAM, yeah. Anyway, she says that he gave her everything. It's like they were together at some point. How is that possible? Some time travel shit? Was that actually him 400 years ago or something? Because that feels like she is Emilia, literally, and he saves her at some point, and that's why she thinks that my brain boils. In the end, she even said, you have to kill me. No, please, no. We don't want to kill poor girls. And also, I'd like to tell you something. What's up with biting your tongue? When biting your tongue became a fucking deadly thing? Maybe I just don't know something. But is that like actually like this deadly? I mean, first of all, how the hell would you bite your own tongue that easily? That's a huge piece of muscle. And there are like reflexes of moving it away when it's feeling pain. So I get it, there's like blood and you can kind of stop breathing, but with that, but for Subaru it looked like he fucking ate like cyanide capsule like a Nazi, like, and dead. That doesn't work like that. But anyways, he tried to kill himself, and the girl started fighting over him. Yeah. Why haven't you realized? She speaks. That you should be included among the ones you wish to save. I mean, he's trying to do that, girls. He's trying to be included among the ones he wishes to save. But for that, he need to go to the right war line, to the fucking one that Roswell's fucking book tells us about. But to go there, you have to kind of overcome all the obstacles. He understands that, girl. It should be so obvious. It's obvious. He understands this all. But the way you all speak, it's so stupidly cryptic that the guy is like, how can he get? Possess the soul. So they heal him. The witches heal him. Can I do except die and repeat? Yeah. It's my wish for you to be saved. And the witch is crying. I mean, she's looking like Amelia. Is that like actually Amelia? Will she become the witch? What's with that? You saved me, she said, or something. You're the one who saved me. So Subaru saved her somehow. Sometime. Oh, yeah. You know what, creators of the stories like that? You gotta fucking find breaks sometimes. You gotta fucking know when to break. Because that's fucking overcomplicated in my opinion. That's overcomplicated. I mean, that's all cool to watch. But it's a bit too much. Sorry, not to say. You were the one who called him back from the brink of death, weren't you? Carmilla. So yeah, long story short, I mean, Carmilla is so cute. My God, how can a character be this cute? This is illegal. So all of the witches, by their own reasons and their all different opinions on this all, they all want to support the boy. And they do support the boy. But Echidna, being Echidna, she's still like, could you kind of, still become my guinea pig? And he's like, you know what? I don't really want to jump into lava, so you learn how that feels. And even though you promised to get me to the real war line, it seems like it's gonna be one bumpy road. So you know what? Screw you guys. I'm going home. And she somewhat respects that in terms of this, like a bit greedy and stuff. She gives him a little hint. So they have to break free Garfield from the spell. And that's basically it. She goes away. And later we learn that he was robbed of the, how is that, like, he cannot go into the trial anymore, even though he supposedly had passed both of those that he attempted. And then he thanks all the girls. And what's also interesting, that we can see Sloth actually standing. It happened before, it happened after they got like confrontation between them all. So, but Sloth was standing. I mean, Sloth's cool because even when she needs to say something, she's like, it's just so slothful. So he thanks them all. Thank you so much. And instead of asking the fucking questions, he thanks them all. And he thanks Sotelo for actually helping him survive. And that's also, I mean, even before he had this power, he was jumping forward to protect people. He was always like that. And Sotelo giving him this power is actually like a protection measure, because he's like all over sacrificing himself. So that was very nice of her. I just don't understand what exactly happened to you both at what point of time And fucking... There is also an interesting frame, I'm gonna tell you that. There is a frame where I can see all of the witches before the destruction of the reality bubble thing. And all of the witches, including Satella, are looking at Subaru. But there is one... I mean, all of them except for one, because she's not even present here. But one of them is not looking at Subaru. Does that symbolize that from now on, Echidna is not on our side? Because she's a dangerous player. Honestly. And Satella basically tells him, be fine, don't... Yeah, all of them, even the little one. Because there was the moving frame. All of them look at him, except... Even Satella, except for Echidna. Is she an enemy now? And then Satella says that in the end you'll have to kill me. And Subaru says, I'm gonna save you. But what are you guys speaking about? Are you speaking about killing the witch who is not Emilia, or killing Emilia who will become a witch, or fucking what? Because the way Subaru said, I'm gonna save you, it's like feels like he said it to Emilia. So is Emilia a witch that's like not a witch yet? I'm confused. I mean, probably there's no point in asking those questions because I cannot know that. And that was all seen here. And what's interesting, Patrash and Otto are here, and they were able to get him out of the temple. So they were able to come in. While Subaru, when he tried to come in, it was like an invisible wall. Bam. No entering anymore. Even these guys can go in, at least somewhat, into there. But Subaru, no. And I mean, this scene basically means nothing. It's just... As I've said during the action, I think it's like stupid by Subaru to not see that people really like him and care about him. Especially when he saw him being dead at those alternative lines, you know, when he died and people grieved about it. They care about him, all of them, like a whole village of friends and the mansion and like girls and everyone. And he's still like, do you really think people like me? Duh! Fucking even dinosaurs like you. And like 12 years old girls and old ass grannies. I feel I'm not gonna be surprised if even Elsa have a crush on you. And Beetlejuice probably loved you so much she was just too shy to tell you that. Yeah. And he's like, oh, seriously, people like me? And then that thing happens. Roosevelt, with a gay makeup. Basically, they start with the same thing that they start lately. Like, oh, so many times we spoke with you. And Roosevelt like, ooh, is that the one? Is that the actually one time we can actually progress the story? But the way Subaru speaks with him seems like, nope. That's not the one. At least Roswell kind of thought that Subaru isn't ready yet. I could see the future I desire. But you have yet to even stand at the standing line of your resolve. The standing life line. And yeah, Roswell speaks in gibberish, literally. The will to carry out your objective. The fucking guys speak, tell, there's like language. You can explain stuff. I understand he's not saying that for reasons, either the reasons of just author wanting it to be as cryptic as hell, either because he cannot tell that, because basically like we have Subaru, who cannot tell people about his Shinimodori thing, like resurrecting by death. He cannot say it physically. Maybe Roswell cannot say straight away as well that, you know what, boy, you have to do this, and that. Maybe, but I doubt it. I think he's just saying it for the sake of the story being like cryptic and long, and for all the events that's gonna happen. If you truly do it all for Emilia Sama's sake. And and what he says is contradicts with what witches said. The witches said, what? You have to care about yourself. Stop fucking dying. Stop fucking thinking that death and making it all over again is the only way of making stuff. But as I've said, it's kinda is for Subaru. Because this is such a deadly world that he would not survive in it. He already died in it. The first day he appeared in it, he was killed. Even without trying. It was just killed by Elsa, because Elsa really loves to split people in halves. That's her hobby. And the fact that Roswell was the one who sent those assassins, yep. That was pretty much obvious, especially after we got the information that Roswell actually has the book that tells the future. I mean, how else can how else Elsa and others can know that there's gonna be like these girls? They have to kill them, especially at this moment. But also, what we know from that is that Elsa expected Subaru to come in there. That means that probably Roswell said to them. That's like, I don't know how to explain it, but seems like in the right attempt, in the right war line where he succeeds, Subaru have to go there at some point. And that's exactly the moment where Elsa expects him. Because he was coming earlier or later or something, but he needs to go there. Which means that we will probably get to the mansion, we will probably confront them all. Again, the girl, Emilia, how's her name? Emilia, I think, the blue-haired girl, and Elsa. That is the future. That is the future that Roswell looking in the book. And he does that because that kind of makes Subaru choose. Either he goes to the mansion, either he stays with Emilia. And Roswell really wants Subaru to pick Emilia. But the witch says, guy, be nice to yourself. So, Jesus Christ. Though Roswell knows Echidna very well, knows a lot about her as well. And I mean, it's crazy. Yeah. As long as there's possibility people can be saved, I get it, yeah. He kinda tried to imply that there is always a chance, but you have to work really, really, really hard to get there. Came from me personally, after all. No surprise. Not surprised, you motherfucker. Even with your authority, you cannot save both. You must decide which is more important to you. I get the idea. We got the idea that he has to choose one. Because he tries to save everyone. And by choosing one, he will somehow be able to save others, most likely. He will be able to progress. What was the... Yeah, about him 4,400 years ago. Yes, indeed. I've been insane for a long time. Ever since the moment I was enchanted by those eyes 400 years ago. Whose eyes? I've been insane. Why aren't you insane yet? Can it be that Roswell is like Subaru from the past? It's like somehow, is it even possible? I don't know, but we know that the witch Satella was saved by Subaru at some point already, somehow. We know that all of the shit happened 400 years ago. And Roswell says that he was completely taken by those eyes 400 years ago. And previously Roswell said that you, Subaru, will be able to, when you will realize stuff, you will be able to think like me, you will be able to reach me. So that's why I kind of think maybe Roswell and Subaru is the same character. Maybe that's stupid, but that kind of connects. It somewhat makes... I don't know how is this possible, but I feel like this is possible. And Roswell's goal... And he says that, how are you not crazy yet? I mean, from what? From encountering Emilia? It feels like... feels like we're living like time kind of similar to those 400 years ago of time. Like, why? It's like history repeats itself or something. It's like a loop or what? It's so fucking weird, people. It's so weird. My brain... Raise your head, Subaru-kun. Yeah, raise your own fucking head and smash it on the table. I still don't like Roswell. I mean, just cause his face, cause his voice. If you truly wish it, Echidna will surely restore your qualification. That's the nature of her greedy personality. You can get the qualification back. You can fix this. Yeah. Roswell just uses Subaru as a tool. He sharpens him, as I've said. Subaru have to do this all. But at least he kind of says that Subaru can get back Echidna's attitude, like, like normal attitude towards him, and get back the ability to go into the temple and finish the fucking. I don't even remember how that called those trial. Which leads to, you know what, boy, you have to try, you have to die, and it's so fucking contradicting to everything is stupid. It's like stupid. You're not the only one who understands the kid, now I get it. Can he be? What color of eyes Subaru have? Because Rose will have one yellow and one blue. Subaru have yellow eyes. Looking like Roswell's eyes. And they have somewhat similar, not very similar hair, but somewhat. No, not similar. Can it be that Roswell is Subaru from the fucking past right now? I could never hate you. You are my hope. I believe in you. Poor Subaru, poor Subaru. I will never be like you, says Subaru as well. Which is also kind of, you know, like some sort of foreshadowing that he is actually him. I mean, excuse me if that sounds stupid for you, but that's what I see. One sec. That's what I see. Roswell knowing Echidna, Roswell seeing someone. The whole story would have made sense if we were in the fucking past, not in the future. More sense, at least, of those events, you know. So Subaru falls down and what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And that was actually the whole episode, was just making him conflicted as fuck about what the hell should I do? What those stupid ass people say? Like, say it in a normal language. Say it without fucking dancing and making faces. Just say it straight away. Help me, people. Jesus. I don't need your stupid cryptic stuff. And there's Otto appears. And the guy is surprisingly very present in the story. And he does what people do in anime when someone is wrong. They punch him to kind of return them back to normal. And that's nice, that's support. Of course, Subaru really needs support. Though all of your support is kind of like, you know, until you die. Or just saying stuff that's not as you don't understand. And this is the end of the episode. Anyways, probably I missed some of the little details and some phrases from some characters, but I just don't want to dissect the whole episode because it's already complicated, or very complicated. It's virtually impossible to understand everything in one go. But at least there is hope. There is always hope, and as I've said at some point, I do believe that the story will end very, very, very positively. It's just the journey that's terrible, but the ending should be good. I think so. And I have no idea how are those 400 years ago times are connected to that. What's about Roswell? What's about Satella? Why would you, Subaru, not ask questions? I understand people probably not gonna answer him because the author will not let it, because then the story will be not that interesting. But can we please have answers? Attack on Titan was giving answers much more and much more happily than this one. Just giving questions. Yeah. So that's it. I don't want to discuss anything else. My I feel pain now everywhere. So anyways, guys, thank you for watching. I see you in the next episode, I suppose. And Subaru better somehow realize what he has to do. I don't want to see people die anymore. We need to progress fucking out of the stupidest sanctuary. So yeah, thank you. See you next time. Bye bye.